So, Sorg as the starting player here, since he came from the winner bracket. And Midas made it through the loser bracket to this final matchup. Let's look at the starting hands here.
We have two very fast decks here. Hogaak usually winning on turn 5 with playing Hogaak on turn 3, and Kenrith being a mostly turn 3 to turn 4 combo deck. Unless your opponent plays a lot of hand disruption like Thoughtseize, which we see here from Sauk. Definitely one of the best starts. So here you can get the Grim Tutor or the Spell Seeker.
Yeah, I think
probably
even go for the Spell Seeker because it's a buddy, right?
Not yeah, sure and you usually, I think the most busted lines and the fastest lines with this deck are enabled by Demonic Tutor. And since he doesn't really have a fast line with this Grim Tutor anyways, he will probably just play Spellseeker, go for a turn 4 win with the Spellseeker. That's at least what I would do. And he also has a Dark Blast, which allows him against a deck that plays quite a few Toughness 1 creatures like Hogaak to dredge it over and over again, which makes the Demonic Tutor line even more insane, since he can really easily just fuel the classic cast Demonic Tutor 3 times line.
And also he has a recurring disruption spells against all those Toughness 1
right
buddies.
That's an additional advantage of just dredging your whole deck into the graveyard. Not really a whole, but a lot of the cards.
Okay, so he took the Grim Tutor here. Interesting. There's a Lotus Petal. Well, Midas
that's decent.
Really has a good start here, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And also Sauk's start is pretty slow.
Yeah, I do think
Greater Good is a horrible card if you don't have a fast engine on board. Dark Confident is nice, but it takes like 1 or 2 turns to really put in the pressure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Cabal Ritual is just great.
And Dark Blast deals with Dark Confident. And I mean, 80% of the drops one Soak is playing are dealt by the Dark Blast, actually. So that's a huge problem here for Hogaak. Maybe he can't even deploy his
he's going for the Commune with Gods.
Yeah, sure. That's the only thing he could do right now. So what we have to keep in mind is that Wooded Foothills is the second creature here with the Dried Arbor Fetch.
Yep.
So
which you can also do end step and kind of maybe trick Midas into thinking, oh, he only has 1 creature. So that might be a way to sneak out Hogaak.
Probably, yes. So here's the second creature, a safe creature.
And he drew Underworld Breach. That's pretty decent.
Wow.
So
still no disruption for Sorg.
Yeah. Well, he had a Thoughtseize, but I think without pressuring with Hogaak, you're not really getting anywhere with Thoughtseize. Yeah, playing Spellseeker, getting Demonic Tutor, and that's why you take the Demonic Tutor, the Spellseeker instead of the Grim Tutor.
Okay, yeah. Seems reasonable.
He could have also tutored the Demonic Tutor with the Grim Tutor, but that would be at least a bit more taxing on his life total. So here he's probably...
Yeah, he will search for
just playing 2 creatures.
And following with the Glowspore Shaman or Dark Confident. I would play the Shaman first. But is there already a chance to go off next turn? Or Midas?
No. I don't think so.
Not
Since
yet, right?
No, he's missing 1 mana. So, oh no, he has a Cabal Ritual. Oh, okay, wait.
He has a Cabal Ritual, and if he is able to, I mean, he could go for an upkeep Dark Blast on the Confident.
Yep. And here comes Hogaak, by the way.
Here comes Hogaak. Yeah, that's for sure. Exiling those cards. So if he goes for the Dark Blast and dredges it, he's on 6 in graveyard. That's not the play, right?
He won't get to 7. He has to use Cabal Ritual to go to 4 mana, and then he can play
Demonic
Breach
Tutor.
and Demonic Tutor, get Lion's Eye Diamond, crack for triple black. And then he needs like 6 other cards in his graveyard.
Which he has. There's a gemstone
Which
he
probably has. So I think he should be. He can even.
But
no, never mind.
Why not just playing it safe? I mean, the chance.
Why would you play it safe if you just win here?
Okay, if you win here.
Win
if
here.
you win here, that's the question. So there's the Dark Blast.
I think you do.
Okay, interesting.
Wait, I have to do the math. Where's my pen?
So that takes 2 power on the board.
So you play.
And he played the Demonic Tutor
DT,
now.
DT for Let.
For Lion's Eye Diamond.
And then you get.
So he's waiting another turn. Okay, interesting. If Sog draws a disruption spell here, a hand disruption spell, Midas is in huge trouble.
Oh yes, he needs 9 cards because he has to flashback the Lion's Eye Diamond again to make the blue for the first Brain Freeze. And I don't think he has 9 cards.
Yep.
Yeah, he's short.
So that's GG for Midas. If I see that,
he's short cards. But that's a situation where if he had 2 fetch lands instead of just naturally deploying the land, he would have won here.
But now he can dredge the Dark Blast. Isn't that enough?
Yeah, next turn he's winning. Next turn, no question there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's the combat, of course. Oh, so in Hogaak's position, and there's even more fuel for Midas, which is good.
Good evening, Kalar and wrist posts.
Wrist topster. Simon, what's up? Let's get up. We're playing the finals of the Cockatrice League here.
We are not playing.
We are not playing, exactly. But those guys are playing. So 7 damage are going through. And this is +1 graveyard fuel for Midas, which is good.
Yeah.
So
doesn't matter, but still good.
In Sork's position here, I would fetch.
Wait, he played the. Okay, probably doesn't matter, but playing the Demonic Tutor there was a bit greedy because he would have won anyways with just dredging the Dark Blast.
Mm.
And now if your opponent has something like Thought Disruption Spell plus Bajuka Bok, you just basically lose the game. And being mana efficient here just doesn't matter.
I would have fetched and searched for a Disruption Spell with the peatland here. Because if your opponent does play Demonic Tutor that aggressive and you have some experience versus Breach...
Yeah, he's just dead here in any case.
Exactly.
Because if he would have gotten Underworld Breach, he still would be dead. Just by dredging the Dark Blast. Yeah. It's always enough. That's weird. But probably that was like a very, very low percentage play, so probably would have lost anyways.
Could be.
So here we see the power of Lion's Eye Diamond.
Yeah, now he's good to go, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Play the LED.
What are you thinking?
Play the Breeze.
Play Cabal Ritual.
Yeah, play a Ritual first. Breach. Yes.
You can even crack the Lion's Eye Diamond for blue in his first card just to get the mana for the Brain Freeze.
So how does the graveyard look like?
Doesn't matter.
Just he has 2 tutors
for Brain Freeze. It's like easiest thing in the world. You don't even have to crack. You can crack the Lion's Eye Diamond for white. Doesn't even matter. The only thing that matters is maybe an Assassin's Trophy from your opponent, but you don't play around it because you're a good Magic player. And yeah. Yeah, you can even... Does he have it? No, he has no hand disruption spell in the graveyard. He could flashback Gitaxian Probe. Why you're not... It doesn't... Oh, man. Okay, whatever. Not cracking Lion's Eye Diamond in responses makes little sense.
I agree, but he can just play the Brain Freeze anyway.
It doesn't matter because he has all the things in the world, but
So this is just...
maybe it's a bit better against Assassin's Trophy, since if he... Yeah, but you're still winning then.
Yeah. So now he has a brain freeze. He plays LED.
Let's hope one Saug is a decent human being and concedes now.
What is he doing?
Whatever. Apparently, Midas is not a decent human being and is just stalling out the game for whatever reason.
So, yeah. Maybe Saug wants to see...
Why? You have the list open. It doesn't... The win condition is brain freeze. You can just win by brain freezing here.
Yeah. I mean, well...
wow.
Probably.
Okay. So we can talk a bit about the deck, I think.
So what Midas is basically doing here now is tracking the Lion's Eye Diamond, and he has huge amount of mana. He can find the Auric Salvager
all over again with Underworld Breach and basically supply the graveyard fuel to spend the 3 cards in his graveyard by just casting Brain Freeze on himself.
Yes.
And then once he mills his whole library, he has like 30 cards left in his graveyard and like 15 Storm or something. He can just Brain Freeze the opponent dead. So that's one way to win. If your opponent is randomly playing Eldrazi's, you can also just mill your whole library and loop Collective Brutality if he's playing that card, which he is not. But you can also just wipe the board, play Kenrith, and
you can either, like, if Kenrith is on board, you have infinite mana. You can go for the Salvager, go for all the mana you need with that Lion's Eye Diamond, and either you trample him down or he has to draw his whole library. If you're not winning by any of those chances or any of those...
I think you're not playing Duel Commander then.
Yeah. You also have the Collective Brutality line. So
if he's playing that card.
Yeah, he's playing. I see it here. I have it here in Graveyard.
Okay, yes.
So he has plenty of ways to just win the game. But it seems maybe Saug is not used to the deck.
Miraculously, if your opponent is not conceding to that loop, I think you have all the rights to BM with Dark Blast, I think. I think by now everybody has seen the deck. And there's the Assassin's Trophy in the graveyard, so even... yeah, he put a lot of cards in graveyard. What is he? Okay, whatever. Wait, did he target the opponent?
Not yet, okay. I guess.
Wait, but the opponent milled something. Oh, he has Graveyard Good still in hand. Oh, whatever. Yeah, so as you see, deck's pretty fast, winning turn 4. It's mostly winning on turn 4. It's not really a deck that has a lot of turn 3 lines, since you see plays a lot of turn 3 setup tutors like Spellseeker or Grim Tutor that allow you to go ham on the 4th turn of the game. Wait, that's turn 5, right?
We are at turn 4, actually.
No. Oh, yeah, he played the Spellseeker with the Lotus Petal. Okay, so yeah, it's mostly turn 4, but if you have something like Lotus Petal, you can win turn 3, something like that. For example, if last turn he had 2 more cards in his graveyard, he could have already won there. Want us to do 3 per copy or the whole thing? Jesus Christ, just concede. Nobody wants to see this. If anybody wants to see this in the chat, you can write us a message on why, I guess. But
yeah, I just told him that he can just concede. So Midas can show him several ways of winning the game. Apparently, Saug thinks that he can do anything with the Dismember, which is not true.
Or maybe he's just being annoying.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't think people do that on...
Well, I've played against people online who I've explained all the lines and how he couldn't win the game, and I already played a hand disruption spell, so I knew what he had in hand, and it was 0 odds, but he still wanted me to play the game.
Okay.
Playing the game is boring. I'm not playing fucking Kenrith Breach to play the game. That's not my goal with the deck.
All right, so Sork has finally conceded.
Nice.
As he realized that there's nothing.
The hand by Sauk was pretty decent. The Decklists was good, of course, but Sauk got a turn 3 Hogaak with the hand disruption spell, but Hogaak needs like 2 turns to beat. It's a very fast deck, but Breach is just a bit faster.
Oh, Martin, I like that hand from Midas. I would keep it, I guess. You have Careful Study and Faithless Looting.
Oh, by Midas, sorry. I was
Isn't it
looking
interesting?
at
But it's missing any tutor.
It's
missing any tutor on the other hand here. It's very slow.
No, you have Intuition, but it's pretty slow.
So Sork took a mulligan here.
So you basically have an Intuition pile with Zevin's Reclamation, Lionside Diamond, and Underworld Breach, and no matter what I give you, you can just win on the spot there.
So let me just check real quick if he is playing Regrowth as well.
No, he's not. He's not playing any green cards, I think. That's a pretty mediocre hand by Midas. It's okay-ish. You can, but you're lacking the fuel a bit.
Yeah, the problem is also that.
And Fabricate isn't great.
Sork's hand is perfect versus that deck. He has a crop rotation line on Bojuka. He has Mesmeric Fiend. He has Assassin's Trophy.
Yeah.
He has everything he needs to win that round.
Yep, that's pretty good. One drop would be. Oh no, you have to one drop with the Shadow of Squirrels.
Yes.
How many lands are in the Kenrith deck? I think I played 37.
39 are inside here.
Is the deck tracker working?
Yeah,
no,
it's working. Yeah, I've just seen it only ticked on Hogaak, but Kenrith is up as well. So you can check the list.
It's loading for me.
And it's not playing Regrowth here, as I see. So a second line that... sorry. Go ahead.
Regrowth is definitely one of the weirdest slots, or like the last slots you would add to that list if you are playing the Green Splash, which basically nobody aside from me is doing, I think.
Well, as I've recently mentioned, that if you play Regrowth, you have a potential intuition pile of Rhinofilth, Squandered Resources, and Regrowth. If you have balance in hand. Because that's also a second win con that deck can develop to sack your whole lands into Rhinofilth or Squandered Resources while balance is on stack. Afterwards, casting Kenrith in hope that your opponent has no more mana sources to interact with it, and then you have 4 rounds to beat him down. In a very good case, you can even give him haste.
Yep. That's basically the only backup win condition you're playing, since anything else doesn't really make a lot of sense. That's not including Lionside Diamond. You have some lines with the how is the card called? Grinding Station, but those are pretty awkward. Yeah. Not really sure why you would play them. Maybe we see them today. I haven't experienced them so far, and I haven't seen anyone do them. It's basically just a card that sits in your deck and does nothing.
So
Infernal Tutor is insane here.
Yeah, but I think it's the wrong choice to take the Mesmeric Fiend, because the crop rotation will just search for the Bojuka Book.
Yeah, and that's in addition to the Assassin's Trophy, just another card you cannot win through.
Yes.
That just kills you instantly, because you can't cast Lionside Diamond in response. So as soon as your opponent Demonic Tutors for the Brain Freeze, you're basically done with the game, and Assassin's Trophy kills you as well.
Let's see if Sork.
But Infernal Tutor is nice here, so now he has a way to get the Brain Freeze once he Wishclaw Taluses talismans and fabricates for Lionside Diamond. So that's nice.
So there's the crop rotation already. I don't like that at all.
That's greedy.
No way. That's his own out. On the other hand, he has
He's playing with Jukabok? Yeah, he is, right?
Let's check it. So if he's not playing it, I don't know. There's no reason to not play it. Hogaak. Actually, he's not. Okay, so
okay,
we don't even need to discuss about
get a fetch land and
yeah, that's reasonable.
cast your commander. That makes more sense in that
he
situation.
Can fetch, and he can even, if he's smart, he goes for a Dried Arbor here.
Nope, just a Baju. Probably wants to. Why would he do that? Yeah, probably not a lot of reasons to do so.
And now I mean, there's no sense to not tap Lano Elf and just save the cards in your graveyard if you don't attack anyways.
Probably wants to keep up the Assassin's Trophy.
The Assassin's Trophy. Okay, yeah, my bad. That's reasonable, I guess.
Frantic Surge is a decent draw.
I agree.
But his hand is still not even setting up for... Oh, maybe if he gets Fabricate. Yeah, he gets Lionside Diamond, so next turn he has the win.
With the Infernal Tutor, right? Yeah.
Right. You can just Wishclaw Talisman for Breach, and then...
Can you even search for... I think you can even search for Silence, right? With the Wishclaw Talisman?
That's true.
Yeah. Just to make sure that your opponent has no interaction.
I think he's missing a few Grave Fuel cards to just win on the spot there then. Since if he gets Silence with the Wishclaw Talisman, he has to get Breach with the Lionside Diamond. And he has to tap out. That's an interesting one. So here you just beat.
Yeah.
Get down Colony Garden. And you just hope your opponent does not have everything next turn.
Well, it doesn't really matter.
So you would... Yeah, you always get Silence.
There's
so you activate Wishclaw Talisman.
And Sorg forget to play the Colony Garden here. That's a bit of a bummer. So there's a thought score. Okay, you could also...
No, casting Thought Scour makes no sense, I think.
No. I'm still thinking about getting the Disruption spell with the Wishclaw Talisman because he has stuff on hand.
Yep. I don't think the Graveyard Fuel is enough for that line.
But on the other hand, if you...
Is there a line with balance? That's the other question.
That's a reasonable question. Maybe he's thinking about it.
If you can play Lionside Diamond, play Infernal Tutor, crack Lionside Diamond, get balance, and then Wishclaw Talisman for Reign of Filth, and cast Kenrith after you've played balance. That's an interesting one. But that still dies to Assassin's Trophy, since you have to do it in one step, I think. Yeah,
well, but balance would definitely be a card here. Can he search for both? Yeah, he could. He could search for balance and Reign of Filth.
Yeah, right. But that line is still bad against Assassin's Trophy, so just going for the combo would be...
Why is that?
Because your opponent will Assassin's Trophy your Hogaak, your Kenrith. Yeah, and then you get a land.
No, I mean, you can...
You're not playing basics. Are you playing basics? I think he's probably playing one island or something.
Well, let's check it real quick.
Oh, he's going for the slow line. And he milled the balance. Okay, so...
Oh, that's...
He needs Breach to get the balance. That's tough. So...
balance is interesting here.
I don't see why you would do that. Oh, it's just dead.
Also, it might have been better to fetch in advance to prevent your potential dual land from getting into the graveyard.
Yeah. But you also can adjust your fetching to the cards you've milled or drawn, so it doesn't really matter.
So is he playing?
Double white might have been important for the balance line, since you can only cast Kenrith after playing the combo, after playing balance if you have an additional white. He has a lines item for that though, so. Okay, here we go. Storm on 2. Cast Infernal Tutor, hold priority. Crack the lines alignment. Make 3 black?
What?
Yeah, you have the plateau for Underworld Breach. And now you get Breach. Hellbent, search for a card. Get Breach. Then he can instantly flashback the Demonic Tutor.
Now he can play the Wishclaw Talisman.
And get...
And search for... Oh, yeah, that would be smart. And now if he's...
Oh, now he can search for Thoughtseize.
Exactly.
And...
Oh, yes, baby. This is how you do it. Yes,
but does he have enough fuel now?
We will see that. I do think so.
He probably has. You need 3, 6. I mean, yeah, you need 9. You need 3 for black, 3 for blue. Play Infernal Tutor, and then you have Brain Feast and hand that can win. Yep, okay, that's the line.
So there's the trophy on
the plateau.
Yeah, and he is just drawing a red, and even it even gives Midas fuel.
Yeah, but that he's basically conceding the game.
So there is no trophy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he takes the trophy and he's done. So he, getting down the Wishclaw Talisman with trophy made no sense. So yeah, okay. So that always won.
So there's the breach. And now he has to recast LED. Getting rid of some lands. Sacrificing it. For 3 black. Then there is the...
Oh, no. Oh, no, he already recasted. Okay. I was just like, oh, he's missing cards. Never mind. Now he gets the blue, and now he plays the Grim Tutor. No, the
Infernal Tutor.
Infernal Tutor.
And now he's searching for Brain Freeze. And the game continues. Yeah. There you go, baby. 7 Storm. Here you got the fuel, and the game starts again.
Yep. Yeah, I think no hand disruption hurt a bit. And
I think they're missing. And it's the best of 5. Probably.
Maybe.
So impressive here that Midas started, not even started the game. I'm not sure if Sorg was not aggressively mulliganing down to the...
I think if he played Bajuka Bog, that hand would have been great. But without that card, the hand was just okay at best.
Yeah.
Not really getting you anywhere. So
not a fan of Sorg's hand here. It's kind of ram through doesn't really find a target versus Midas.
Yep.
Okay, there's this Goblin Engineer. Maybe. And you even have the not yet the right mana.
But fighting the Goblin Engineer makes no sense because Goblin Engineer is literally just there to get lines that I'm in the graveyard.
But the ram through deals excess damage if the creature has trample.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
So that would deal another 5 damage.
That's right.
Would be reasonable, I guess. Oh, I guess that hand looks sweet, but what does the Goblin Engineer search for? A Lotus Beetle? Probably?
Lines.
Yeah, LEDs in hand.
Nothing. Yeah, just get Lotus Petal and fuel your graveyard.
And
But his mana is really
Sock
weak.
takes a third mulligan here. Jitter. Jitter down doesn't really do anything. There's the 3-folk Harbinger. Oh, that's something I really don't like about the deck. The less lands you play, the more you are dependent on those drops.
And it's very good against games where you are not really forced to put out pressure, but in this deck, this match, it's just you cannot take mulligans because you need the interaction and the threats.
Exactly. So that's the problem here for Sork. Wow, and he drew the perfect land. Can't get better.
Nope.
There's the snow-covered swamp.
Command Tower would be better, but...
Is it correct to show the LED? Probably, yes. To prevent it from any disruption spell.
Yeah, your opponent is not really playing any random artifact removal, so you're not really worried about it getting destroyed.
So even if Sork gets down his Hogaak here early, Midas has a Teferi, which is quite good. And there's a Ransack the Lab. Funny thing is that you see this card on both sides.
Yep. Probably
He's
the only
playing
card that's
the
in
Goblin Engineer first.
Okay.
For the Wishclaw Talisman, okay.
Getting the Wishclaw Talisman is fine. You have another tutor in your graveyard, so you can flash that back with Breach if your line goes into really grindy territories. Or you could even sacrifice the Lion's Eye Diamond to get back the Wishclaw Talisman to then search for Breach, which is okay. Not great, but better than nothing.
There is a very good card. Sork just draw Wasteland.
But Wasteland is nice, definitely.
It's very good versus this Mana Confluence.
Midas still has Pentad Prism, which could filter him some mana for the combo turn, but he's also reliant on the Teferi to give you protection, so he can't cast both of those cards.
So, and there it is. There is Hogaak.
Yep.
And now there's some pressure. Yeah, you just put all of them in the graveyard, probably. You could take the Marsh Flats and fetch anyways.
Do you want to do that?
But he wants to Wasteland, I guess. Pretty sure.
Think so too.
So Midas might be forced next turn to play the Pendant Prism for Teferi and bounce Hogaak. I think that's a play, right? Is it?
Probably.
I mean, he can, because the plan here is obviously to exchange the Pendant Prism with the Wishclaw Talisman anyways.
Yep.
And there's Hogaak. Hey, big boy, what you gonna do? There's a command tower. That's great. So I would play the courtyard here. He can't even play Teferi now.
No, he's still stuck on the mana.
Oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer.
Yep.
So that might be the first round for Talk here. Interesting.
Definitely the best position he's been in so far. He has a decent amount of pressure here. He still has some backup against the combo, and Midas is far away from comboing this turn. So the 2-turn Hogaak clock is very real. If he's greedy, he can even attack with the Dark Confident, because he might know that Midas really needs the Goblin Engineer, so he won't block.
Yeah. Absolutely. Hmm. So there's a block.
Okay, but he still takes 10, so he's dead next turn. And Sauk still has his Assassin's Trophy open, so no current winning lines for Midas. Well, unless he draws something insane.
Maybe he draws something. And Teferi is at least stalling one more turn. And Sauk has no instant speed interaction here once Teferi hits the board, which is quite good.
Yep. Yeah, Teferi bouncing Hogaak is nice. And he can't even kill the Hogaak by combat damage next turn, since the Dark Confidant can be blocked by the Goblin Engineer if that's the line Midas wants to take. Might not even be correct to do that.
He has the LED. Needs to find the breach, but he's also lagging some interaction, some graveyard fuel here, I mean.
Yep. Muddle, interesting card. Very blue heavy, so he's in no position to cast that right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the Teferi in the bounce. Otherwise, you're just dead on the board.
Exactly. He's really forced to do that.
Wait.
Yeah, on stack he can still interact.
But why? Get a Penta? Why? In what world? That makes zero sense.
Respawns? Yeah, that was dumb.
Yeah, that was horrible.
He could, yeah, he just exchanged.
Yeah, that just, I think that just threw the game.
Really?
Yeah, how are you winning now? You have, like, Hogaak gets bounced, and next turn, Midas might just win. Because you just wasted your interaction slot. But now at least Sauk can kill the Teferi with the Dark Confidant. But I think he's just dead here.
Wow. That was
he has no graveyard fuel.
Exactly. He has Winding Way, so Teferi will stay alive. No, he has, okay, no, now things are changing. He can just play the Winding Way plus Llanowar Elves. And then he's fine, still attacking with the Confidant. On the other hand, he's open to some shenanigans next turn.
Yep, definitely.
Oh, I really love it. So Midas can just change the prism for LED next turn again.
Yep.
But he needs to cast a Ransack, right? To get some graveyard fuel going.
Yeah.
Is that even enough is the question here.
Should be, right? No, not for this turn, though.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Drawn in filth. Oh, that's not bad. Roasting the Goblin Engineer here. That's not bad, but...
Not really getting him anywhere. Your opponent still has the win in... No, he has...
Well, it does...
The muddle. With the muddle, he can transmute that for Brain Freeze, but if he discards it into the lines item, he's still in trouble. That's interesting.
I mean, he gets down the Hallowed Fountain next turn.
Yep.
I think the Goblin Engineer line here would have been... Yeah, would have been much more beneficial for Midas. To change the prism for LED. Obviously, that's the better choice. So, Teferi dies, I guess. Does it?
Yeah, I think so.
I do think so as well.
Taking face makes no sense.
No.
You're not really winning unless you attack with Hogaak anyways.
Okay. He decides to go face.
Okay, so...
But that also gives the information to Midas, although he's tapped out now, that Sorg has the option to... has no option to interact with his hand or anything else.
So if he finds a line here which would surprise me,
so
he can go for Muddle for balance. So or Wishclaw Talisman for balance, but Muddle for balance is way better.
And that would be horrible for one Sorg here.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think he's really caring about that card right now, but
I hope he is.
I don't think so.
With the talisman, he's still in good shape. And there is a reclamation. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. But I don't think it allows you to win this game, this turn.
So, in theory, Midas just have to proliferate every 2 times. Somehow.
Yeah, right. Just make it happen somehow.
I really think that he sees that balance line would be super good.
Yeah, definitely.
Just... is he? Muddle? Oh, maybe it's happening, boys. Why?
Okay, so maybe he sees something we don't see.
Probably.
So he plays it, okay? Oh yeah, you can just get Brain Freeze with Wishclaw Talisman. Can crack it for blue, get Brain Freeze with Wishclaw Talisman, mill for 6, that's enough. Easy.
Yep.
Not even close. That was. So quick 3-0. So Hogaak not fast enough for the king.
Wow.